got 23 years and more of experience in industrial and logistic backgrounds, and this experience helped him to introduce tools of systematic waste prevention in the rigid structure of global business environment. Should I say something more?
I think it's enough. I will try to say the rest.
So,
good morning, everyone. As you heard, my name is Mike Rada, and I'm almost 50 years old. Why I'm saying that I'm much older than many of you who are sitting in here. The topic which I will speak about, it's touching not only me, but it's touching everyone. And I hope you will understand why I'm doing my job and why I'm doing that for 6 years. I'm trying to build wasteless world. The presentation is called Industry 5.0, and the name from wasteful to wasteless world. It's part of the story which is behind. But before we start, let me ask you two questions. The first one is who we are, because we have many titles. We are managers, we are designers, we are models, we are producers, we are students, we are teachers, we are fathers and mothers. We have many titles, but unfortunately we have forgotten one. We are human beings, and we are living one, not like this man on country art of Pilsen Brewery. And if we know who we are, let's ask second question. Where we live. We live in beautiful cities like Ruble, like Pilsen, this is my city, like Paris, like Brussels. We live in beautiful cities which we filled with trash. We work in factories and companies which produce even more trash. And we produce products which before reaching the end user become trash as well. We store them in big metal houses built in green fields, and we call for more, no matter that these buildings are filled with air. And as we do so, after the shift we go back from our work next to the output of our work, and it's look like so in the factories. We arrive home and maybe we recognize that something what was called food, it's called bio-waste today. And we look at the red sky above our heads and we ask ourselves, well, where do we live? I will answer this question to you. We live on this planet. It's called the Earth. And I have this image from the 70s of last century. A long time before I have learned that there exists an English name, blue marble, for the same planet. Unfortunately, a few years ago I saw another picture. It's the same planet. And around it, it's 170 million pieces of space trash, smaller than 10 centimeters. Additionally, 650,000 of 10 to 30 centimeters, and 80,000 about 80 centimeters. This is maybe the answer to the question why no aliens landed on our planet. Who will do on a landfill? Maybe scavengers, and that's not a very nice picture. NASA, who made this picture, spent millions of dollars to make it visible. We don't need it. There is an Algerian cartoonist who pictured the same planet and the way how our industries and we as people act. We search for more, no matter what. Only more is important. More money, more pieces, more. It doesn't care. More is the only criteria of success. Unfortunately, there has been another numbers. For example, this number, you may recognize that. It's the current population, global population on our planet, 7.7 billion people. Does anybody of you knows how many people has been counted on the very first global counting, which was 200 years ago? 1812. Any idea? 200 years ago. 4 millions? Anybody else? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's 1 billion. And just now, much more easier question for you. We have 200 years ago. We have today. And I'm asking in the middle, 1912. So what do you think? 2 billion. Anybody else? 3? 1.2, 1.5. To say it with different words, in 100 years, the global population increased by 50%. In the next 100 years, despite 2 world wars and more than 500 war conflicts all around the world, we have 5 times more people on the planet. Do you remember the last picture I showed you? In 2050, there should be 11 billion people on the planet. It's a time which you will live in. Maybe not me, but you will for sure. Unfortunately, there was no tools to stop it. So in 2013, after more than 23 years in global business logistics, and I recognized the issue and I decided to change the world. I decided to build a wasteless world, world without waste and wasting. What about this number? It's not my phone number, so you don't know, need to note it. It indicates something. Any idea? It's hard. I will not recognize. But maybe this will help you. Can you somehow match it together? You are not student of any technology thing, but generally, these are the industrial revolution. First one, second one, third one. This is from which time to which time. And this is the length. And look at one thing. Every new revolution is shorter. Half of the time. 60%. And the last one was introduced 2013. Industry 4.0, so-called digitalization of work. And I introduced myself Industry 5.0 just 2 years later, in 2015. So you see, revolutions are going shorter. This is why Industry 5.0 is not a revolution. It is the first industrial evolution ever led by man. Because not the revolution, but the evolution is here for millions of years. How is the environment of Industry 5.0? It's transparent for everybody and everything. This is very different from the current business environment. It is open, sharing data. This is something what does not exist at the moment in the industries. It started right now. It's sustainable. On the economical, so as on the environmental aspects. Why on the economical? Because if we start to prevent waste happen, if the industry starts, we can work with 475 trillion US dollar every year. This is the volume of savings. We need 5 years to calculate this number. What is not inside is the war industry and the crude oil industry, which did not provide us any data. Industry 5.0 environment is agile. When the weather is bad, we can do something different than when it's nice. It's local. Why should we import internationally, globally, all the stuff which is growing here on our trees. Educated. We have to eliminate the failures of the past. Which means we have to see the failures, not say there has been no failures. That's a wrong approach. And it's inquiring. Everyone can support, everyone can do something. I will show you how Industry 4.0 looks like. This is the current business environment. I am spending 4 to 5 days a week in my boiler suit in the factories with the workers. It looks like this. This is toner for your printer. When your computer call, please refill, it's not enough toner. Have you ever tried not to change the toner? How long does it take?
I think we use it another 4 months or something.
I use it for another year. But the Industry 4.0 does not want you to know. They send you the message and many people automatically buy a new one and throw the other away. All these what you see here, generally one of similar package, cost up to 10,000 crowns, 500 euros. Oh, no. A lot of money. All this you see in factories, chimneys which smoking every day, materials which are not used. A lot of waste is being generated. The waste is really, in one factory, this room will be filled in few hours with waste. This is household textile. Every 3 months, it's thrown away 3 to 5 tons. Not damaged. It's thrown away because it's no more fashion. It's on the reel, like you see. It ended on a landfill. In the factories, when I entered the factory, this is one of my last projects, I came to a factory which asked me, Mr. Rada, please, you would like to do something with the wooden pallets. And usually when I'm in a factory, I walk through. And at that moment came a truck back from generally a little factory, and a truck, the little buyer refused to buy this radish because the leaves are not green enough. Full truck. You can imagine how many. Do you know what happened with that? This is a garbage container. Every single one of these wooden trays was thrown away immediately. Nobody thought about it. 150 tons a month in average. 2 million kilo a year. It's one of 5 factories of this one client. This is how we behave because of money. This is exactly the same factory. Yesterday here was a speech about a global hunger. There wouldn't be any. Current industries throw away 75% of the crop, never reach a second step of production. 75%. Just one question to you. How many percentage do you think make the waste on a plate, which the rest which you leave on a plate, which your mother, your grandmother told you eat it all because you are wasting? How many percent do you think make this from a global food wasting? Try it. 18? Anybody else? It's 2%. 2% is nothing. But our brain tricks us because everybody tells us you have to eat because you are wasting a lot. You are not wasting a lot. Factories, industries, they are wasting because it's money. What is the psychology of waste prevention? Unfortunately, there is one issue. We have learned that wasting is normal. That's something common. Let's waste. Do you know what is waste? How will you define waste? Can anybody try to define waste? I will make it easier for you. Let's finish following sentence. In the garbage bin, I throw what I think it's broken. It's very interesting. First time I hear similar answer. Anybody else? What is not useful? Exactly. What I do not need. What I would like to get rid of. We can say. Generally, it's crazy, but this is one of the definition, legal definition of waste. It says something what you would like to get rid of become waste. It's nonsense. I am going divorce, so for my wife I will be waste. Generally, it's according to the law. It is so. All people are waste. Sorry for it, but it's the truth. So this is a stupid definition, but there is a second one, much more better. It says, waste is something which you place on a location dedicated for waste storage, or you hand it over to a waste company. This is something what we can imagine, and I will show you right now how you make waste and how you can prevent it waste happen. I will use my business card for that. Let's imagine we meet for the first time. I'm used to hand it over to you, my business card. You take it, everything is fine. Let's erase this memory and we meet again. With one difference. Between us, somebody plays, this table is a garbage bin. Clean, new, we don't know why it's there, but it's there. I come and I fall down, so is my business card. I don't have any second one. I apologize, sorry, it's not. We both look inside. We see it's clean, I take it out. Check it, apologize again, hand it over to you. You take it, together with 10 million crowns penalty. Do you know why? Because you take waste. You have no right to do. You cannot empty garbage bin, no matter what's fall inside. It can be from gold, metal. The law and governments do not care. It can be a human being. They do not care. I have the right, because to protect myself and my business, waste industry is the 5th most profitable industry in the world. After weapons, drugs, crude oil and human trafficking came the waste management industry. So you know, people who do not like, you know how to prevent waste happen. But I will show you now. It's very simple. To prevent waste happening, you just have to do this. Catch a product in the middle before it becomes waste. Just stretch your hand. Do this. Nothing more, isn't it? Why? Because here it was a product. Here on my hand it's still a product. Here it's waste. Here it's big red number and big black profit. But if you catch it in the middle of air, you have a product. What you will do with it, it's your decision. It can be bookmark, it can be whatever. But it's a product. And when I was preparing for this presentation, I never spoke to psychologists. I never have to do anything with it. But the waste industry used psychology a lot because they teach all of us that wasting is normal. Do you know why? Generally, I am sorry to disappoint you, recycling is a lie. Not the idea. The idea is great. It's correct, 100% correct. What the waste industry made out of the recycling is a big lie, lies against humanity. It's crime against humanity. Because they place more waste bins, and just in UK, in 30 years since recycling started, the waste volumes, which means recycling plus not recycling, increased by 80%. It's not decreasing. The waste volume is not decreasing. It's increasing because we have more waste, and psychological way, if you have more waste and it's closer to you, you will throw it away. This is how we act. If you want to try it in your school room. Put 5 waste bins and you will fill them all. Take 3 away and 2 will be enough. It's very strange, but it works. And when I was preparing for this presentation, I found out that Carl Gustav Jung said exactly this sentence: the man cannot live or stand meaningless life. It's genius sentence. I'm working that long time before knowing this sentence. That's true. There are 4 types of waste. Physical waste, this is what I described. But I'm sorry, there is a social waste as well. Social waste are people who are too young to work. They are too old to work because the law says they are too old. There is urban waste, brownfields which are not used. Every city has a huge number of buildings which are empty, not because they are not usable, they are just empty. Even green fields are urban waste. I'm sorry for that, but it's true. And you have 4th waste. This is a process waste. Many people say that the highways are destroyed by the overweighted trucks. I am for a quarter of century in logistics. That's a lie. It's not true. There is just not a percent of overweighted trucks. The fact is that 64% of trucks on the highways is empty. 64%. That's the issue. And Industry 4.0 makes something very special. They say, let's digitalize the work, let's make more, let's produce more. Of course, it looks like more money. But at the same time, it's more waste. Please remember, before you buy any new product, there are a huge amount of waste behind. You don't see it. Nobody will tell you. Only if you will be in a factory, you will see. And because I have learned this, I recognize that it took me 25 years of my life. But after that, of experience in the factories, after I recognized it, I recognized that the waste company is here not to make the world clean. In opposite. The core business of waste company is to manage waste, which means more waste, more money. They are not doing anything to reduce the volumes of waste. They are doing the very opposite. They are tricking our brains, using psychology tools, making us feeling it's normal. I throw it away, whatever. It's a yellow container, so it's fine. Plastic is not a threat, sorry. Plastic is just another form of crude oil. For 30 years exists so-called pyrolysis. You take 100 kilo of plastic and you can turn it back to 80 liters of crude oil. This exists for 30 years, this technology. Why is not used? Lobby of crude oil industry and waste lobby. 2 of 5 more profitable businesses in the world are not willing. Banking, why should it be working? It's not money, it is money. So, when I decided to do, I started to use the tools which the waste company invented and which they implement into our society. I use it against them. I am not doing anything illegal, not at all. I'm just using the bad definition for good work. And everybody can do. Why I am here? Because I would like to learn from you what else can we use to deliver the message that wasting is not normal to the people. We can prevent waste happen. Every one of you can start tomorrow. Do you know what is the only place in the world where the rich ones like to meet the poor ones? And like to do it as frequent as possible.
Social media events? Philanthropic events? Social media?
Social media? I don't think so. It's only my opinion. My opinion is that the only place where they would like the rich one meet the poor one, because on social media I would like the poor ones meet the rich ones. On the events as well, I pay to meet something who is famous, who will maybe help me, who will maybe give me money. But the opposite way, it's the garbage bin. And the garbage bin, the rich one came to pick up the money. The poor ones throw the money inside. This is how we live. These are pictures from factories. This is a paper, not needed. So I throw it away. This picture was here yesterday. This is from the Czech railways. It's recycling, so lye, which is being distributed. And on it, big poster, how much money was invested by European Union in funding. Funding a lie, funding a destruction. And the garbage bin. We throw the money away. And the smart ones, the waste industry, it's not industry of wise people, it's smart people. And you see, we are building smart cities. Not cities filled with wise people. Just the technology should help us. Nature doesn't waste. I don't say nature, it's circular economy, unfortunately, is not a lie, but it's circling in its own environment. They do not move anything. Plastic is not evil, it's just a crude oil. More waste bins, more waste. Try it. It's a good practice. Long-term action. Why do politicians say 2050, 2035? They will be no more in the rule anymore. They don't care, they don't have any responsibility. It does not work. Who cares? I have my money, I have my rent, I have my nice houses. Promises. Have you ever heard about ocean cleanup project? Brian's life. Seems to be a great project. Unfortunately, this guy collected 35 million US dollars for this great idea of cleaning up the ocean.